Turning came out the same way, Mike. Same thing, Mike. Straight up, like I ain't gonna front. It was a good night, good fight. Fight was alright, but whatever. Um, who I wanted to win won, so that's all that mattered. Anyway, let's get into this. Let's start the show. So, man, I was watching Dana with the Data. She had Joe Brown on there, like always, Judge Joe Brown. And shout out to him and her. And he said something that the Indians had been brought up. The Pan Africans they don't never talk about it because they don't know shit. So it's such a fucking like corpse party over there. Like I ain't gonna front. To be a Pan African, a pro black, a back to Africa is so like you really gotta feel under the education radar. You gotta feel dumb as hell. Not saying that things that they talk about don't have validity and facts in them. That's not what I'm saying. The information is so outdated and so dead. You can see why they go nowhere. Why, like, remember the immigrants are moving in. They're cutting y'all off financial aids. They're putting them in, housing and development. They got their gangsters out here. They're taking over your projects. All this stuff is happening to you. Ain't happening to a bunch of white people. It's happening to your ass. But whatever. It is what it is. But being over there, there's like no damn information. Everything is dead. So Judge Joe Brown is about to bring up something that the Indian side has been brought up. Yo, what's up, G? I see you, man. The Indian side has been brought this out. Some brothers that are considered revolutionary have brought out stuff like this, but they're not what you would call your average like pro-black. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a guy, and it's funny that you're on here because you would know who he is. Shakur. Now, everybody knows how I feel about that whole name and everything that's going on. Okay. But this guy's a little different. He reps for, black people and he wants them to strive and all that. But you can tell through time, he has been on this train as well. He gets it where it's like, nah, everything ain't what it seems. And all these people that claim to represent black folks ain't for the best of black people. That's not true. So it ain't just me. I just completely let go of the whole back to African narrative. I'm not on it no more because I see it's dirty. That shit has done black people far worse than any like Ku Klux Klan ever could because this shit is in their homes. At least with the Klan, that shit you just got to stay out their neighborhoods and stuff like that. But this shit is in your house. Don't make no damn sense that we had them Negro college fund commercials and we had Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson and all these dudes and it's like they making shoes and or helping kids in Africa and all this different stuff. They can't feed these colleges though. Shit, Michael didn't do shit for Gary, Indiana. Better yet, the Jacksons didn't do shit for Gary, Indiana. They all had that much money, nigga. They could have changed that whole fucking community. Boule shit is real, but look, let's get even deeper than that. Let's remember they rigged the game and buy out both sides. Now, I put up a post earlier, niggas was laughing at me, but here's the thing, it ain't just me saying it. So when you have somebody from the streets saying it, but then you have a decorated judge saying it, okay, bro, like, what? Come on, man. Like, what? Is everybody wrong because you fell asleep or you fell for the okie doke for a lie from some emotional trip based off of race and stuff like that? Come on, man. Shit, white people kill white people all the time. You gotta snap out of that bullshit. So let's hear about J. Edgar Hoover real quick. Let's just hear.
Yeah, I'll make an observation.
I think you need to speak up.
People assume J. Edgar Hoover is a white man, but he is black, most definitely black, passed for black. Smithsonian Institution itself has researched his background. His parents got run out of Louisiana for trying to pass for white, and we assume he is white, but we are assuming falsely that he's white, and just like we are.
Okay, hold up. Now they were talking about Kamala, but hold up, he talking about J. Edgar Hoover. Now, like I said, I put up something earlier trying to show people, and it's like anything, any truth that comes out, people will always try to act like you don't know what you're talking about. But in the end, I usually always do. And I always pretty much embarrass people when it comes to information because it's like, for one, this shit is old, yo. It's old. This is old information. We've been exposed to this, but nobody cares. Nobody cares to listen. Okay. Now you have a whole nother person telling you the exact same thing. I put up a picture of Kid from Kid and Play and young J. Edgar Hoover to show you something. That's all J. Edgar Hoover was. He was just one of them type of brothers. What they call that shit? Albino. He was like an albino type of brother. And they were all, but they have Negro features. He does have Negro features. You can look at J. Edgar Hoover. You can see the brother in him. Y'all have never heard of Cab Calloway? You know, the other dude, the actor, Bambatunde. You know what I'm saying? His facial features, like his eyes, shit, you would think he was an Asian or something. It's like, bro, everybody doesn't have the big lips, big nose, like, and that's African. Shoot, there's a gang of sub-Saharan Africans with jet black hair. It's just dripping. It just drops, or curly hair. We're not all the same looking. Like they say, black people are not a monolith. We don't all think the same, look the same, act the same. Who told you that shit? Like, that's just dumb. But this is how they were able to play it off.
Very much so.
So his old ass is in love with the laughing hyena.
Yeah, I'm making an observation.
I think you need to speak up.
People assume J. Edgar Hoover is a white man, but he is black, most definitely black, passed for black. Smithsonian Institution itself has researched his background. His parents got run out of Louisiana for trying to pass for white. And we assume he is white, but we are assuming falsely that he's white. And just like we are assuming falsely that Kamala, who's named after a Hindu goddess, whose father denies any black ancestry, but says he is Hindu and he's Irish. Interesting. I think he would better know what he is than him.
Now, I'm bringing that up because, like I said, I feel that this whole thing has been a game for a long time. I feel that's what it is. I don't think that's why it's only them two. I don't believe it's as vile and as wicked as they try to make it out. Like, these two just don't get along and they're just enemies and it'll never work out. And dog, I think it is working. Dog, I think it is working. If the whole point of these dudes is masonry and everybody acts like Moors are just Arabs when there's Christian Moors. Okay. If they're both using these spell casts out of this book. Oh, Mark, because look, even the Jew, even Small Hat is hiding behind black and white because he'll read the words as if he's these black people in this book, but then at the same time he walking around with pale skin, not adding up to the people in the book. Okay, then you got these black and white people, they argue with the book. Some of them feel that the white people are the chosen people. Some people feel that the black people are the chosen people. But none of them feel that the Arabs are the chosen people, or the Hispanics, or the Hindus. Look at it. Like, look at it for what it is. You ain't never heard nobody say that. You ain't never heard nobody say, oh, just all Hispanics are the chosen people of Earth. All the Hindus are the chosen people of Earth. All the fucking Australians are the chosen people. No, it's just these white, black, and Jews. But it's all wrapped around the chessboard in masonry. Yeah, we know they stole a lot of Egyptian stuff, but it's mainly all this Christian stuff. That's why they're Knight Templars. That's why they're in a temple. And people are like, oh, no, Christians don't believe in temple. You out your fucking mind. I thought your body was a temple. Why would they use that reference? Why would Christ use that word? If it's so bad, why is he using that verbiage? Why is he talking Masonic? Isn't it allegory to begin with? You know, truth be told, that your body is not a temple. And then what does that have to do with it? Oh, you got to keep it clean. No. Why do you guys always refer to this temple when it comes to using drugs or drinking alcohol? What about information? What books are in your temple? Like a fucking temple is just empty. Hello? Every dojo, every temple, they all had a scroll. There's something you're supposed to learn here. So y'all just walking around with a clean vessel with no light in it, no information at all, because you're not getting the point of that riddle. It's like keeping your temple clean and pure. We were talking about information. What books are in your temple? This motherfucker's sober as shit, don't never do drugs, but they lie and cheat and rob people. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's dumb. Same thing goes with this. You can clearly see how this okie doke could happen. You can see it. Because nobody ever questioned Kid from Kid and Play. Was he black? Why? Because he had the big old fro? Okay, well, what if we trim the fro down? And what if we perm it out? Would you have mistaken him for a white person? Probably not. Didn't Judge Joe Brown say that Hoover's parents got ran out of Louisiana for acting like they were white, for fronting like they were white? I think they were Creole. I think that's what it is. I think J. Edgar Hoover was Creole. It's pretty much probably what it was. But there was a time where blacks were acting like other things. There were turban days where there's a bunch of black people acting like they're from the fucking Middle East and shit. That's where a lot of your Islam shit started to take off in the black community. Didn't it start in the 30s? The 1900s, 1914. Okay. That's when the turban shit started coming in and all the Islam stuff started coming in. But the white boy Ben had the Shriners, though, and the Ku Klux Klan. They both had crescent star moon. So they had been on that science already. Who you think you got it from? That's why it's weird when it comes to Islam and Farad Muhammad. He just pops up out of nowhere. But then there's this DW4 dude who actually is a criminal. And it's like, well, who's the first people locked up? Blacks are slaves. So who's the first people in jails? White people. It's white men. I was like, what? Yes, motherfucker. You're a slave. There is no jail for you. It's the plantation. Okay, but at that time, there's slave robbers. There's bank robbers. There's like, motherfucker, everybody didn't have slaves. What are you talking about? Then everybody's not all right upstairs. There's always crime. Hello. So like, what did they do with them? Okay, that's your first prisoners. So for crime to be involved in spell casting and deceiving people, it morally is a crime. You know what I'm saying? Universally, it is a crime. So it's not far-fetched to, see why the preacher robs people or why, the clergyman molests people. It's like they're already committing a crime by lying to you. They're not even giving you the proper way to read this information. So, of course, when you're dealing with a bunch of brains like that, they can't see some shit like this taking place, and it wouldn't even add up to them. They would, laugh at it. They would probably laugh at it. Like, that's stupid. That don't make no sense. Why would they fake a black dude as the head of the FBI? Why would they even do that? Because they rig the game and they buy out both sides. They're both involved. NAACP ain't done shit for black people. None of these black boulets have done shit for black people. None of these celebrities have done shit for black people. They can characterize and make all these bullshits up, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like Choke No Joke said about Dame Dash. The only reason Dame is broke is because Jay wanted to not do it the right way. He didn't want to spend his money. He wants to keep leeching off of this invisible money that they're giving him. Same thing that happened with Kanye. Kanye was a billionaire until that one deal didn't work. One fucking deal. Just one deal takes you from a billionaire to back to millionaire. That's crazy. How can that happen? Because it's invisible money. It's not real. The country is $35 trillion in debt. Where is this money from? Who is it? It has to be the elites. That's the thing that Jay wants to keep holding on to. That's why Dame ain't got no teeth. That's why Dame is out here broke. Because when Dame was telling Jay, let's put up our own money so we can own it. We don't have to owe nobody nothing. Jay basically went behind his back, didn't do that, basically salted his name, kicked him out the group, you know what I'm saying, pretty much. Kicked everybody off the label, took the label, did some bullshit ass deals with a couple artists, really not managed them well. Rock Nation's really not going anywhere. Most of those artists will not really end up anywhere. But it is what it is. He got a couple out. But he's just not a good CEO. He's just not good. But I'm saying all that to say this. That's how it has to work. You know what I'm saying? You got Benny Siegel serving food out of a food truck now. It's like, that's how it has to work. They have to have one person inside that can make sure that nobody gets to where we're trying to get. Black Panthers infiltrated by the feds. How? J. Edgar Hoover is black. The guy who sells them the guns, he's from the feds. How ironic. This is why I bring up the whole Indian name thing. This is why I was bringing it up. I'm like, who has more credibility? The people that are saying they stole you from Africa and they don't like you because you're black, and you know what I'm saying, they hung us and raped us and blah blah blah. Are they credible in this day and time when you see dual citizenship from continental Africans coming over here and getting loans, getting bank loans, getting good housing, living the American dream? Can the Pan-Africans say that they are credible anymore? No. They're the ones who kept telling us about this old evil spooky white dude. They're the ones who did it. But he's doing business with Nigerians, Ghanaians, Kenyans, shit. They let a Kenyan be the president. It's like, bro, why do you think that is? Why is it just you? It's just you. They let the Jamaicans come over here. Jamaican spots everywhere. They let the Trinidadians come over here. Why is it just you? I keep telling people it's because you're the damn Indian. It's y'all, bro. It's y'all. That's why the feds had to have a black dude. Oh, wait. They made the feds to purposely stop black people. They're looking for the next black messiah. No, I've already gave y'all the scoop with that. I told you they invented it. How do we know? The head of it is a black dude. He's just a high yellow nigga. They just wove it over your face. And then later on, they start putting the cherry cake makeup on, putting the rouge on, trying to make him really look white. But it's like, no, bro, he's not. He's not white at all. It's called makeup. He's acting. The head of the FBI is a black guy. J. Edgar Hoover is a black guy. The guy who creates the CIA is Harry Truman. Harry Truman just so happened to be the 33rd president. So you have both of these groups that we all know work together. We know they do. They would be started off with the Masonic number. I mean, from a president that was the 33rd president, it would be the Masonic number that starts this shit even off. So we know about their acting, their actors, their agents. We know about this already. So how would Hoover being an agent be far-fetched at all? How would that be even uncomprehendable? How do you not even get that that's true? Look, you were told by multiple sources. You can look it up yourself. It's called using your brain, which most people don't like to do. Okay, cool. Then you had me telling you this at least a year ago. Then you have a ex-judge, Judge Joe Brown, confirming it also. So that's three different sources. When you have multiple sources for something, it gives it more credibility. Even if it sounds far-fetched, even if it doesn't sound real to you, that doesn't matter. The more, references this thing has, the more credible it's going to be. It's just like, is the sun out? 50 people are outside. They're all confirming that the sun is out. That makes it credible. Regardless if you have a blindfold on, and because you don't feel hot, you don't want to credit that the sun is out. Doesn't matter. Why would they be doing this to a specific group of people? The American Negro. They're not doing it to the continental African that they're letting come over here, get dual citizenship, bank loans, all different types of stuff. They're not doing it to the Jamaican that they're letting come over here, get dual citizenship, bank loans, all types of stuff. And I can hear people, they don't give Jamaicans bank loans. Bullshit. There's way more Jamaican spots than Sheila's Soul Food Kitchens. Way more. Way more. So I don't want to hear none of that crap. What I'm saying is, this is the argument with Kamala Harris. That's why people are saying she's not a American Negro. You're not from here. You guys did not march on Selma. You guys did not get hung. You guys did not have to fight with the Klan. You guys are not the Deacons of Defense. You're not the damn Negro League. You're not the Color Water Fountain. You're not us. Okay? So we're giving all of our civil rights to people that did not earn them. They're for us. You know what I mean? And I'm telling people why it's only happening to us is because secretly they hit us in the head and they gave us this story about these people that really only came over here in small numbers. There was really only 300,000 that came to the corporation known as the United States of America. There were only 300,000 slaves that came over here. The conquistadors, the Arabians, and the Africans got the most slaves on earth. The white boy has the smallest number in history. Smallest number. He's been caked up. It's been fluttered by these boulets because that's where they get their money from. They stick is victimhood. Oh, woe is me. I'm the African slave. They did all this blah, 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 blah. That's all boule. That's all spellcasters. They're doing that for a reason because they know in secret who you really are. That's why I appreciate Tupac and Geronimo Pratt. I'm like, these are fucking codes. They're talking shit. They're throwing it in our face. Why the hell would they be even connected with some shit like that? If later on all this truth is going to come out about the American Negro, about Negro Del Terra, it's like, why would that come out? There is no Africans over here when Negro Del Terra starts. But then it's Negroes for sale. Who are they referencing? Who are they referencing if I don't need a single slave from Africa to reference a Negro in America? Who are they referencing? That's where it gets interesting, where it's like, well, wait a minute, that is true. Why would they call them Negroes if they're white people? It doesn't matter if everybody in America is calling them Negroes. They're the corporation, bro. They speak English. They don't speak fucking Spanish. So why would they even have to interpret that name when they're supposedly just bringing over these people? These people are just being brought over here. They can give them any name they want. They could be fucking Oompa Loompas for sale. They could be whatever they want. Nobody's ever seen them, supposedly. But maybe because they're already referred to by everybody that's already over here, you had to call them what was already there. So the Negro has been in America and didn't have to come from no Africa because Africans are not Negroes. They're Africans. The African name is older, supposedly. So why the fuck would they have to be referenced as a Negro, even to a conquistador, when the term African is older? That doesn't make any sense. There's two Ethiopias. There's a Greek one, and then there's an African one. People weren't dumb back then. That's what I'm trying to say. They weren't. they could have done that if they wanted. And actually, they did, because they had some slaves on the boat with them, and they called them Negro del Guinea. See, Guinea is Guinea, Africa. Hence why they called Sicilians Guineas. You know what I'm saying? Because they're saying you have a nigga in you. Okay, so Guinea is already referencing Africa, so they know that they're Africans. But why did they call them Negroes? Because Negro is a derogatory term. They could have called them Petro. That means dark. They could have called them Sambar, but that's more like wicked dark, but it still means dark. They could have called them Moreno. That means dark. And see, there's plenty of different words to reference the same thing. It just Negro is derogatory. That's what it means. It's a negative. So I'm saying that to say this. These people work together. Black and white are not as opposite as you think when it comes to these spellcasters. They know what they're doing. Y'all don't know what you're doing. That's why you get clouded in little stupid differences called racism, where you're thinking that has anything to do with it. No, that's just another liability for the 85%. It's just another liability. It's another way for y'all to trip, slip on a banana, accidentally kill yourselves, instead of really seeing what's going on behind the scenes, what they're really doing. I mean, you said niggas. Your niggas is not Negro. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But see, that's when you're trying to favoritize history. You know what I'm saying? There is no CIA in Africa. There's no FBI in Africa. There's no spellcasters out there. Africans know what they did. They know what all that hoodoo, voodoo, magic that they had, they still sold their own people. Mansa Musa will always go down in history as the greatest slave master on earth. Period. And he enslaved millions of his own people. That's the stories of African history. That's why everybody over here on the West, that's why they always dick ride Egypt. They won't really talk about West African history because they know it's a bloodbath for black people or these African people. It's a bloodbath for them. They're all being sold. They're all being raped. They're all being killed. It's terrible. It's a terrible story. They were kings. They were rulers. But the history will always be they sold themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they keep us like I said, that's why the Boule does that. They keep us with the victimhood story where it's like we're supposed to just keep whining. We're not supposed to realize that this 12 million slaves that came from Africa, majority of them went to South America, bro. They don't want to tell you that story. They want to tell you about this old evil white dude. No, they should be telling you about the old evil conquistador. That's who they should be telling you about, because that's the nigga who got all the weight. That's why it's them southern brothers, the ones who come from the islands and stuff. That's why they still got all that African stuff, the Unshun and Ungun. Them American niggas didn't have that shit. You want to know why? Because they don't come from Africa. All of those people do. The people that are in the corporation known as North America, or United States of America, those blacks that learned a little things, those are from the brothers coming from the Caribbean. That is the only slave trade that people can really talk about. It's the Caribbean slave trade. They kept sending them up there. That's why in the South they were hanging chicken bones on the hallway doors and shit. That's where they got all that shit from. That's not theirs. That wasn't ours. That wasn't ours. But like I said, though, at the end of all ends, Nobody's telling the American Negroes that they're not from Africa. Nobody's trying to hide that from us. So that's not a point to even like grandeur. It's like kind of ignorant to even keep talking about DNA tests. Why the hell do you want a DNA test to know if you're from Africa when that's where they told you were from the whole time? Why would you even need that? Just like, why did they give the Native Americans DNA test? Why did they do that? You're literally stealing their shit, motherfucker. You gonna come back to them and be like, oh, wait a minute, we need to take your blood to see if you're really who you are. The people who we robbed and stole from. Yeah, the land we're still on. Yeah, we need you to piss in the cup. Give me some blood in this thing so I can see if you are really you. Yeah, that makes sense. And you got a bunch of dumb people representing this shit. They're like, yeah, DNA is real. Nobody ever in their life is going to say DNA is fake. What we can say is there are 3 different types of DNA testing, Goofy. It's not just blood, there's saliva. Okay, it's not just saliva, there's fingerprints. Okay, there's so many different forms of DNA testing. And when it comes to dead bodies, you're a very ignorant person. Like you're very, we can just keep passing your lineage. Oh, so now you're dealing with genealogy, something that we've been telling you goofy asses about. So if my grandmother knows who her grandmother was, and they know who they are, and we're telling you that we're Indian, how are you going to argue that and tell us now we got to take your fucking Hollywood commercial DNA test to prove something that we already know is not just for entertainment purposes only, but they only have so much DNA. Of course, it's going to link you back up to whatever DNA that they have. Rick Kittles has already admitted that. Countless other ones have already admitted they only have so much damn DNA. So I bet you are Nigerian. I bet you are Ghanaian. I bet you are, motherfucker, this is all they got. It's like, this is stupid. Why are they only giving that shit to American Negro? You don't see a bunch of Chinese people doing this shit. Ancestry.com. Chan Wu found out he's related to Genghis Khan. Next week on Ancestry.com. You don't ever see a bunch of fucking Hindus doing this shit. Fucking Haji Brahma found out he's related to the great, I don't fucking know, Goddess Kali Ma. Yeah, oh wow. Tune in next week, Ancestry.com. It's like it's not promoted to nobody but the American Negro. See how Hector found out he was related to fucking Rico Suave next week on Ancestry.com. You're never going to see any other race. They're always going to be dealing with the American Negro. Why? Why is all this shit only wrapped around us? It ain't wrapped around nobody else because nobody else made their own fucking baseball league. Nobody else is responsible for the flushing toilet, the fucking home security system, the calculations to get to the moon. Whether they went there or they didn't, they're still giving props to the American black woman. They're saying she's so smart, they called her the calculator. It's like, bro, the first roller coaster, the first cell phone. I can keep going. I made the fucking propeller for the steamboat that became the actual propeller. And then also the rotary system that made the water go up and down out of the caves. That came from me too. Yes. I forgot what his name was. Something Benjamin Boyd, something like that. There's so many, 50,000 that they're hiding. They're not doing that for nobody else. They're not hiding anything about Africa. We know everything about Africa. Africans were the first to do this. Africans were the first to do that. But they can't do shit anymore because I don't know. I don't know. You know, Africans been conquered. Dog, we're behind enemy lines, supposedly. What are you talking about? We being hung every day. Shot all types of shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Everywhere I went, they called me a nigger and they wanted me dead. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit. No. We made it out. Shit, we went from getting boos to getting claps from these motherfuckers. That's the craziest shit. They went from saying, boo, hate you niggers, to, oh my God, he dunked again. Oh my God. Wow. They're all over our nuts now. They fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? Riding my automobile. Oh my God, little white girls passing. Oh, Jesus. They love me now. But that's not the point. This is not even a racism video. This is about the higher elites and how they know what they're doing. They know they can fool y'all at the drop of a hat, especially in the 60s and the 50s and shit, bro. There was no fast forward and rewind. Motherfuckers was watching shit off of a projector, nigga. And if you had a TV, you was big time baller. Like, nobody really had TVs like that. So you could rewind, fast forward, close up, look at shit and be like, damn. These motherfuckers might be really playing games out here. Of course they is. They've been doing that shit for a long time. I want to talk about Kamala Harris, but I don't. Because I really just want this whole shit to be over with. I just want this election to be over with. Like, this shit is so... we need some serious people up there. But people just ain't gonna get it right, man. People don't understand that having love for the whole world is fine, but that ain't got nothing to do with what happened to a certain group and what needs to happen. You know what I mean? It's like I can't win if I keep worrying about what everybody else got going on. Everybody's denying what we know is going on. We know that we the Indians, bro. We know we is. How the fuck do you keep saying that? Because of longhouses. What do you mean longhouses? All y'all thought we lived in teepees. We had houses here. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew about these big ass fucking megaliths houses that were here. They fucking hid whole pyramids in Illinois. They didn't literally hid them. They didn't literally turn them into a fucking like dirt mountain. It was like, wait a minute, what? Why don't motherfuckers know that? Oh, they were just, walking around savages and shit. Bro, when they first met Metacami, he had silk on. He had silk robes and shit on. He's fucking got shoes on. He got moccasins on. Chains and shit. It's like, well, wait a minute. Why don't they ever talk about that? Don't nobody ever say that. Don't nobody ever say, well, the Indians had silk shirts and cotton already with moccasins on. So it's like, wait a minute. Before even the concept of y'all picking cotton, Indians are already wearing cotton. So the concept of the T-shirt and all the cotton, wait a minute. That's an Indian invention. That's an Indian invention. Motherfuckers was doing that before y'all even got here. It's just like Quaker Oats. That shit is hilarious to me. You put this fucking Quaker on Quaker Oats, like the Quaker had some oats. They had seawater and biscuits. These motherfuckers had nothing. They're Indian oats. Motherfuckers, it's Indian oats. Just like Land of Lakes. How the fuck you gonna take the Indian off of the butter from the cows from the land of the lakes that you fucking stole it from? It's like, this is stupid. This is stupid. It makes no damn sense. I hate dumb shit. It's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? Yo. Peace and love, everybody. I'm glad y'all showed up. But yo, it's just terrible. It's just terrible to think that people would not realize that both sides have been working together. That's how they rig the game and pay off both fucking sides. That's how it's done. It's like, that's how it's done. They hip hop is black. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody says. But at the same time, it was all these white engineers that fucking put them on. You just scratching, bro. You're not mixing the fucking shit down. You're not making the EQs, sound right and all that stuff. It's like, bro, they were all working together the whole time. It's always been like that. You know what I'm saying? Jesse Jackson, two different, sweaters at the assassination and shit. Two different tapes. It's like that. That's why I say Martin Luther King was involved. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. How would this nigga be able to switch his shirt? And they're doing the same play. He's getting out the same car, walking up the same steps. Nigga, how did you do that? How do you do that and you're not involved? How? How is Martin Luther King walking up the same steps twice? Nigga, you can't do that. Cuz has two different green sweaters on. He has two different green shirts on. One's just green, kind of like forest green, turtleneck, and then the other one got a little like V yellow in the middle of it. Bruh, how do you do that? How do you do that? And everybody else is dressed the same. Everybody else still got the same outfit on. I've been shotgun that shit. Like, bruh, get the fuck out of here. These motherfuckers is dirty. These motherfuckers is dirty. They either really be doing dirt or they really make up scenario dirt to keep the people on a dummy mission so that they can do what they really want to do. And then that's why they you got Megyn Kelly talking about in the next 8 to 12 months, we gonna get some real juicy information about the Epstein shit. And Tucker Carlson asked her, he's like, well, how like credible do you think the information is? She said, nah, this shit's about to be pinging a gang of different spots. So basically, there's about to be a bunch of hit dogs hollering. That's how fucked up this shit's about to be. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be a gang of hit dogs hollering. And I already know who it is. It's going to be all them Democrat members. All them Back to Africa people, all them We Are the World, Save the Children people have been secretly molesting and murdering the children and doing dirt all in other countries. You got white dudes fucking in Africa giving a bunch of Africans AIDS and shit, taking pictures with them. We all remember that. You got motherfuckers going on vacation trips and shit, winding up missing. We see that shit all the time. You got fucking bartenders on these little cruises and shit, putting weird stuff in the drink. Bitches passed out. Lucky somebody saw them, or they could have been kidnapped. Oh yeah, it's just happening every day. You got the fucking crazy ass people coming in our country and shit, luring our little girls into situations, raping and killing them, throwing them naked in ditches and all. What the fuck is going on? Got me sounding like Donald Trump. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. All right. The rapists. The terrorists. But not now. It's real shit, though. When you pile it all up, all this dirt can only frequent with someone who's always frequenting with people. These Republicans, they say, are conservative. That means they keep to themselves. So they're not around everybody. But these Democrats, they want to speak for this person, that person, you, your mom, your dad, your dog, your cat. You don't even be able to speak no more because we'll represent you. You ain't even got to talk no more. We'll talk for you because we'll be you now. Okay? So, you power down and then we'll put this chip in you and then now you can represent us forever. You'll never have your own judgmental opinion. You will just follow the sheep. Remember what grandma said, just because all your friends jump off the bridge, that doesn't mean you should, right? Okay, well, that's what you're doing when you just want Louis and Gucci and, they say do this because of that, and I don't think for myself, and the zombie, that's where y'all are at. A lot of people don't have a euphoric brain, like you can't have a third eye. You don't have a pineal gland. Like you're just dead. A lot of people do not exacerbate, their Haru eye, the hidden eye, to see things that aren't there, but are there if you can see it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the rapist ain't going to tell you he's a fucking rapist, but if you check the mannerisms and seeing what this motherfucker, this motherfucker looks like a rapist. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. It's your hidden chi. It's in you. You have it. It's in you guys. You've always had it. Just people, I don't know, they don't take advantage of it anymore. But, you're clouded. Root beer, fucking cigarettes, porn, fucking sports. I get it. You don't get time to get out into the grass and really, channel in with the nature's energy that's there. You guys have fucking static electricity. You guys literally can spark yourself when I shit. You're a very, very strong thing here. You just got to take advantage of, the hidden teachings of you and nature. And then once you step out of society and do that and then step back in it, you should easily be able to spot these wicked people a mile away. And you should be able to go into the archives a little more credible and sensible with yourself. Like, well, if you do have a group of people saying, yeah, slavery happened, it just wasn't told the way that it happened, and you have people saying, well, we have 50,000 patents that, they have pretty much hidden from history, period. They have, written us out of history, and we're responsible for damn near 80% of things that people are still using, to transfer frozen goods, from state line to state line. You're going to need a Thermo King in this truck. And it's like a guy named Frederick Patterson came up with that patent. And that was an American Negro. And it's like, Okay, people, you think blacks would really be broke? Like if all their patents were they were getting their just due for them? Like, are you serious? The cookie cutter, there would literally be no Miss Fields. There would be like nothing, no Chips Ahoy, no Oreo, none of that stuff. They made the cookie cutter. There would be no cookies. You know, the potato chip. It's like there'd be no Lay's, there'd be no Pringlers. Like that, none of this shit would exist, bro. It was a black guy who created that. You know what I'm saying? All right, ice cream, same thing. No dryers, no Briars, no Haagen Dazs, no Ben and Jerry's. None of it would exist. But black people don't know that. They're arguing about reparation slavery and stuff. Who's doing that to you? Who's keeping you looking like a dummy? Meanwhile, other people are just coming in here reaping off of the rights that you fought for. You let them, trigger you back on the minstrel show stage with Hollywood and hip hop, and now you just made a fool of your reputation again, which you never had to be because you're the 360-degree Duncan, you're that people, best dancers, best singers. It's really weird what happened here. It's like I don't see how you can't wipe the blood off. I guess that's what black people need to hear. It doesn't matter if you say you switched or not. There's one party that gave you a gun to fight for your freedom, and then there's another one that has the blood of your ancestors on them. That's it. There is no switch. It never was. You cannot erase the blood. So why would you even walk in that house? That Democrat house, you're damn right, it's a burning building. Hell yeah, it makes perfect sense. I think I brought my people into a burning building. You damn right you did. It's the Democrat house. That motherfucker has blood splattered everywhere. There's blood all over this place. Like, what the fuck? We gonna turn this into a home? And then here's another thing, black people. If you were able to turn the splatter house into a happy home, why can't you do that with the Republicans? The Democrats only came cool to you when all y'all went over there. So it's like, okay, why don't y'all just do the same thing with the Republicans? But guess what? Now y'all dealing with money because y'all say tax the rich, so they got all the money. So why the hell would you stay over here broke? Why don't you go over there and get some money? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know y'all like, well, what the hell that got to do with this? I think black people would be twice as smart and would probably have already known this information if they would get out of Spooky Town, which is the Democrats. All that Democrat stuff is all about hocus pocus magic that's not real. We know these people is paid off. We know what y'all doing. We know about y'all nasty orgy parties and the white billionaires grabbing people by the back and the butt and the dick. And I was like, shoot, Terry Crews got his penis grabbed. Lil Baby got grabbed from the back. They got what's that boy named? Meek Mill jumping on tennis courts. Bruh, I ain't got time for your goofy shit. Like, hell no. I just seen this. Yeah, I like etymology. I do. I like etymology of a lot of things. In this part of life, I wouldn't even say I study things. I would say I stay on the path of what I know is real, and from there, I just keep, footnotes. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's funny because then this happened and this, and it's like everything just connects very well. You know, that's pretty much what I do. But yeah, etymology is great. Etymology is really cool. So, man, you make your do with it. Like I said, the whole Pan-African ideology is outdated and it's flawed and it's very boule Asian mixed, and that's why I feel it's not very helpful and it hasn't been. As far as this, I just want you to know that these people are not racist at all. That's why it's only black and white people. There's no yellow people. There's no red people. You're gonna talk like that because that's racist. But for some reason, these two diametrical of the spectrum, light and dark, it's fine. It's a Masonic game. That's why we need to get rid of racism. That way it's easier to spot them. The most wicked people on the terror watch list is the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK. You know what's so funny about that group? You never see them do anything. I'm hearing more about street gangbangers and Venezuelan terrorists and school shooters. Nigga, I got little boys in high school doing more fucking damage than the Ku Klux Klan. I got little girls in fucking high school. There's girls that threw acid on girls, did all types of shit, ran bitches over with cars. There's way more crazy shit going on with just people. Nobody worry about no damn Klan, and that's why they don't ever do nothing, because they paid off operatives too. That shit is fake as fuck. Shit been fake. Like I said, not buying none of that. Those slaves was getting hung because nobody's gonna fucking kill their cattle. This is property. Nobody's doing that. The only people that was getting hung was them Reconstruction brothers that made all the damn inventions and shit, and they killed off and stole the Ospalooza massacre, Red Summer, shit like that. Those people got killed off because those were our geniuses. They killed them off, and then they gave us this stupid ass story about, oh, we slaves and we don't know nothing, the uba dooba gooba dabba baby. And then from there, fucking they brought in, the welfare and the little marching and shit, and they fucked us in the game with that shit. But they did kind of play us though a little bit. Like, we got to give them some credit back then, because it's just certain shit they just said to us wrong. Martin Luther King wasn't an integrationist. He wasn't. That's true. He really wasn't fighting to integrate with anybody. He was a desegregationist, which means something totally different. He just wanted to be desegregated. So it's like the same laws that are on the books apply just as much for me as they do for you. But I don't want to integrate with you. I just want, when I call the police, for them to show up and help. I just want for when I call the fireman, for them to show up and help. I just want for when the paramedics I call show up and help, bro. Just sitting there watching us die, and you're like, oh, well, there's nothing we could do. There's a lot of fucked up shit that happened. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fucked up shit that happened. The same reason why blacks created the paramedics. It was black people who created the paramedics, because nobody was showing up. Nobody was coming to the neighborhood to help these people. Shit, motherfucker might just, have a heart attack or something. It's like, bro, how are they going to get to the hospital? Okay, same thing with the busing situation. We stopped doing that. That's why it don't make no sense why we're even going through these problems. That's how you know it's the boule, because it's like we could have been canceled hip-hop. We could have been told these motherfuckers, until y'all come out with something positive, not another motherfucking record will be spun, because we did the same thing with the busing. Niggas wasn't even riding the bus no more. Motherfuckers wasn't even riding the bus no more. Everybody was just carpooling with each other and shit, walking, didn't even give a shit. Like, nigga, we didn't even fuck with it. Town lost so much fucking money. Like, goddamn it, look, gotta get these niggas on the bus. Fake ass Spike Lee get on the bus. Yeah. It's like, it can be done when you try. You know what I'm saying? But the mind's all space ghost out because they got a bunch of suckers with chains on. Like, these are very ignorant people just flashing jewelry and money. And it's like, bruh, there's no substance in this. There's no foundation in it. It's like drinking, pee, but they put Hershey's chocolate in it and a lot of sugar and fucking, they just fluttered it up. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it's really just piss, though. You know what I'm saying? They just put the little okie doke in it. That's basically what you get. The rhymes is trash. They're not talking about nothing, but they're just around all this glitter, so it looks alluring. But who is it more alluring to? A foolish mind? Yes, so that's all the children. Who do they keep saying this is a young man's game? No, it's not. They just knew information through rhythmic patterns is very catchy. It's always been catchy. What are you talking about? Like, we've been doing that for years. So it's like, how did we let them regulate sound to an age demographic when you know the younger you are, the more you don't know? Who said the guy in the 60s, like 60 years old, wouldn't mind a rhyme about being 60 years old? Motherfucker is like, shit, he's here, ain't he? Shit, what kind of stupid shit is that? When people made a song about farming, you wasn't a farmer, but was you going to protest this? Oh, I don't want to hear songs about farming. I don't want to hear songs about being a responsible parent. I don't want to hear songs about being a good dad. It's like, what kind of shit is this? This is stupid. So I'm saying all that because I'm about to end this, but it's like, yo, just realize that it's not a black versus white thing anymore, because it honestly never was. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize. It's all an act. It's all an act. It's about brains. It's about mind over matter. And it's like, once you can get out of the spell casting, once you spiritually die and you realize, wait a minute, all this stuff has to be fundamentally understood, because it's not miracle magical working. That does not happen. None of these kids would be raped. Nobody would be starving to death if that wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, see, y'all gonna make a whole nother video, but it's like, it's not even Planned Parenthood. It's fucking it's too short. You know what I'm saying? It's Tupac. It's stuff like that. The allure of ignorance. That's what makes you have promiscuous, unprotected sex. Okay, and then that what makes you want to appeal to people with sex. So you start having multiple partners and threesomes and all types of other shit. That's where that's coming from. It's the allure of attention. Everybody knows women want attention. I've been told brothers to put the brakes on that a long time ago. I'm like, that's what it is. We need to stop liking all these pictures. We need to stop giving all these random women compliments, because it was not like that in high school. And it wasn't like that before technology era, before the internet and social media. Get the fuck out of here. You'd be lucky if you got a good morning like 3 times a day. You know, get the fuck, what? Motherfuckers used to save letters and shit. Love letters. Motherfuckers be having boxes of love letters. Bro, it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Texas, you erase. Didn't care. So it's like, now people are just demonized, lost because of social media. So it's kind of hard to really wake people up. But, you know, you pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? You pick your poison. I just wanted to show y'all what goes on in the dark. And everything in the dark will come to light. And there's been agents around for a long time. And they're all race. So I don't want to hear that separatist, it's all about me shit. This is America, Jack. Let me explain something to you. This is the corporation. This is the home of witches, wizards, and warlocks. I am not fucking around with you. You will die out here thinking that you can be separate. Nah, the only way you're going to come up out here is if you're united with all the race here, because they're all here and they all have rights to be here. You know what I'm saying? They do. You know, that's why I'm really, the older I get, the more I don't want no Democrat version. I take a Republican version, but I don't mind the whole what they call it, rainbow coalition thing. I don't mind that. You know what I'm saying? I think all people should be together. I really do, because in these times we're going to have to work with each other, because these motherfuckers they want everybody kids. They want everybody kids. You know what I'm saying? And they getting them. And they getting them too. That border alone, that whole Biden-Harris administration alone did snatch like damn near 500,000 kids. 500,000 kids is unaccompanied minors, and they missing. Don't nobody know where the hell they is. Facts. They was giving them the fucking sponsors and shit that weren't even sponsors. Like, these motherfuckers, nigga, what? Y'all crazy. Yeah, man, like I said, y'all gonna have 1,000 videos going. You know, I'm gonna answer this question and I'm out. What do I think about the nuclear family? I know this. I know that true Americans do not need nor want big government, because it's not needed. And the reason is because of mom and pop. Mom and pop stores are the foundation of towns, which became cities. If you look at the nuclear family and you get out of the rut, and, you know, I don't know what the hell happened with people where there's a stigma about having a family. I guess it probably came from a bunch of people that were foster kids or didn't have a family. But the family is actually more than a family. It's really a business. This is really how you're supposed to look at a family. You might have had mother churning the milk or the butter. You might have had your daughter milking the cows. You might have had your son picking the fruits from the trees, climbing up, and you might have been mowing the prairie or pushing the mill. With all this being done under one name, you know what I'm saying? A product can be created. And then from there, it can be the Jones family, the Walters family. You know what I'm saying? It could be homemade soups. It could be apples, whatever the case may be. That is how it originally started. Then corporations came around. And these other things called bankers. And all this greed started to come amongst people. And they also started migrating people, putting more people in to make more people work so they can make more money. Pushing out the mom and pops, which, is not good, because then you're putting all your trust into this corporation, this government. You're not being able to see where your money's going, what's it being spent on. This is how you get your Ukraine situation. The nuclear family is extremely critical to what you would say is God's plan, which is to have humans enjoy their lives here and not be restrained to a demon devil on earth that is binding everybody, taxing everybody, robbing everybody. It's like that is the kingdom come shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. Heaven is just a state of mind. Okay, that is supposed to be put out into reality. But there's these wicked people here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not a fresh cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. That's the whole, what do you think the training's for? The whole point of the battle. So nuclear family is great. And I think we should get back to it. I really do. Like my friend said, the family is the cornerstone to the corporation. But it's the ideas. See, that's why the Bible's cool. That's why the Holy Books is cool. That's why the Masonry is cool. That's why the Satanic Bible's cool. All that shit's cool because it's ideas. It's just ideas. The brain needs to operate. It's just, what do you put in your computer that you call your brain? That is what it is. Okay, so you can't be limited, because then you're going to be primitive in your information. Hence, by Pan-Africans. The Indians would be more of like using your operative brain, where it's like you're putting things together. You're actually working. You're not just being stuck with what somebody told 50 years ago and just leaving it there, especially if there's holes in it. If there's a lot of holes in the information, then it's like you got to do more studying. So I say that to say this. I appreciate everybody that showed up. We would damn sure get into a lot of those other topics later in the week. But right now, I got other things I got to do. I appreciate the people that showed up. Y'all know how it is. Another one for the light show. And I appreciate y'all coming through. Goes.